is kind of cool. Did you say it has a pool? We need to go. Laura's dead. There's someone else outside. What was that?
If someone asks you if you would go for the movie Blood and Honey, would you think it as a sarcastic name or as a pun-intended movie? One thing is for sure, Blood and Honey 2 obviously is no kids movie. But read the full name, it's Winnie the Pooh. Blood and Honey 2. Sounds hysterical, right? Would you believe that this is a sequel to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1, a twisted horror movie adapted from our very own cartoon series? It's also too much to take in. Let us know more about this sequel and what it has in store for us. Blood and Honey 2 is a soon-to-be released independent slasher film from Britain. Rhys Frake Waterfield co-wrote and directed the movie, partnering with Scott Jeffrey for production. As mentioned before, this film is the follow-up to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a horror movie from 2023 that gave a scary twist to A.A. Milne and E.H. Shepard's Winnie the Pooh stories. Poor Pooh. The cast of Blood and Honey 2 includes Scott Chambers, Ron Oliva, Addie McKenzie, Lewis Center, Marcus Massey, and Simon Callow. As per speculation, Jagged Edge Productions and ITN Studios are the production companies and will be released on 14 February 2024. It's going to be a scary Valentine this time. Produced and made in the United Kingdom, it is an English movie. After the first film became successful, director Frake Waterfield showed interest in making a sequel. In November 2022, the sequel got approval to move forward. But there is a catch. The original cast members, Nikolai Leon, Craig David Dossett, and Chris Cordell won't be part of the sequel. Instead, new cast members Chambers, Oliver, and Mackenzie will take on the roles of Christopher Robin, Winnie the Pooh, and Piglet and have been on it since September 2023. Here is the updated information about the cast. Check on to see if your favorite stars are on it. We have Scott Chambers as Christopher Robin, Ron Oliver as Winnie the Pooh, Peter D'Souza Fioni as young Winnie the Pooh, Addie McKenzie as Piglet, Lewis Santerre as Tigger, Marcus Massey as Ole, and finally Simon Callow as Cavendish. During a June 2022 interview with Josh Korngut of Dead Central, director Rhys Frake Waterfield expressed a keen interest in developing a sequel to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. He mentioned his desire to ramp it up even more and go even crazier and go even more extreme. In September 2023, teaser images were unveiled introducing the new character Ole. Principal photography wrapped up in the same month. The sequel showcases a fresh cast, updated character designs, and is set in the Ashdown community instead of the 100 Acre Wood. Additionally, the character Tigger, absent from the first film, makes an appearance. Initially, reports suggested that the film's budget would be 5 times larger than its prequel. However, it was later confirmed that the budget had increased to 10 times the size of the first film. Of course, we have Sean Harrison, who is known for his work on productions like World War Z, the Harry Potter franchise, and Game of Thrones, serving here as the creator and gore designer, along with Paula and Booker leading the special effects team. In 2023, it was disclosed that Frake Waterfield plans for Pooh to wield a chainsaw as a weapon in the film, and the movie is expected to include over 30 deaths. The film draws inspiration from Terrifier 2. Let's just say that it's going to be a killer one. No pun intended, though. And you know that Winnie the Pooh's prosthetics in the film cost over $20,000 compared to the $770 spent on the first film's costume. A rich guy. By November 2022, 2 additional horror films were revealed. Bambi, The Reckoning, and Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, adapted from Bambi, A Life in the Woods, and Peter and Wendy, respectively. In February 2023, Frake Waterfield shared that these projects exist within the same horror reinterpretation of children's fairy tales and form a connected franchise. The filmmaker indicated that Jagged Edge Productions aims to eventually create crossovers featuring all the characters. Additionally, Frake Waterfield expressed interest in developing films centered around Thor, the Norse god of thunder, and exploring copyright franchises like Teletubbies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the Powerpuff Girls. Now that you feel intrigued, let's quickly see about the prequel. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is a scary movie from 2023. It was made by Rhys Frake Waterfield again, who did a lot of work on it like editing and writing. The movie is not like the usual happy stories about Winnie the Pooh. Instead, it's a horror version television, imagining what would happen if Pooh and Piglet turned into dangerous killers. The main character, Pooh, was played by Craig David Dossett, and Piglet was played by Chris Cordell. They terrorize a group of young women from a university and Christopher Robin when he comes back to the 100 Acre Wood after many years. When the first part of the film was announced in May 2022, it caught almost everyone's attention. After all, who would have thought that our favorite childhood hero would turn into a dreaded murderer? Controversy surrounded the film, generating concerns from both the general public and the Winnie the Pooh fan community. Frank Waterfield reported that he and others involved in the film's production faced death threats and encountered petitions calling for the film's cancellation. Produced by Jagged Edge Productions in collaboration with ITN Studios, the project began development after the 1926 Winnie the Pooh book entered the public domain in the United States in January 2022. The fact that the film, made on a $100,000 budget, was shot in the Ashdown Forest of East Sussex, England, over a span of 10 days makes it even more interesting. This location served as the inspiration for the 100 Acre Wood, the primary setting of the Winnie the Pooh stories. Initially planned as a nationwide one-night event, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey experienced a surge in online popularity, leading to an expanded, major worldwide theatrical release. It premiered in Mexico on January 26, 2023, followed by a theatrical release in the United States on February 15, 2023, and in the United Kingdom on March 10, 2023. Despite overwhelmingly negative reviews, the film proved to be a financial success, earning $5.2 million worldwide against a modest $100,000 budget. As a result, a sequel and a shared universe are currently in development and will be in cinemas in the EU soon. So here is what happened in Blood and Honey 1. Years ago, a young boy named Christopher Robin forged a deep connection with a group of anthropomorphic creatures, all Rabbit, Eeyore, Piglet, and Winnie the Pooh in the idyllic 100 Acre Wood. Christopher's departure, coupled with a harsh winter and dwindling food supplies, drove the creatures to desperate measures. Faced with starvation, they made a gruesome decision to kill and consume Eeyore. This act bred a profound hatred for humanity, compelling them to embrace their feral instincts and take a vow of eternal silence. Fast forward 5 years, and an adult Christopher Robin returns to the once charming 100 Acre Wood with his fiancée Mary. However, they are met with a haunting scene of desolation. Piglet, driven by a sinister rage, ambushes the couple, strangling Mary to death. Subsequently, Piglet and Pooh drag Christopher into the woods, revealing Eeyore's skeletal remains and burning Mary's lifeless body. In another narrative thread, a group of university students rents cabin in the now ominous 100 Acre Wood. Tina, a friend en route, falls victim to Pooh's brutality, captured and processed through a wood chipper. Inside Pooh's treehouse, Christopher is imprisoned and subjected to gruesome torments. As night falls, Pooh and Piglet embark on a horrifying spree, ambushing and slaughtering the unsuspecting students one by one. As the nightmare unfolds, Maria and Jessica, the remaining survivors, strive to escape the clutches of the deranged creatures. The relentless pursuit leads to a grisly confrontation, with Christopher caught in the crossfire of his childhood companions while in rampage. The chilling climax reveals the irreversible descent into madness as Pooh, driven by a twisted sense of betrayal, inflicts a final, devastating act of violence, shattering any remnants of their once innocent bond. The masks used for Pooh and Piglet in the film were created by the American prosthetic mask manufacturing company Immortal Masks. Ashdown Forest, which is known for being the setting of the Winnie the Pooh stories, was used as the filming location for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, where it was shot for 10 days. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey initially aimed for an October 2022 release, but due to heightened publicity and additional filming, the decision was made to shift the theatrical release to 2023. The movie premiered in Mexico on January 26, 2023, and Cinemax handled its distribution. Originally planned for a one-night event in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada in February 2023, the rights for release were secured by Fathom Events and Altitude Film Distribution. However, an expanded theatrical release was announced in January 2023, starting on February 15 in the United States and March 10 in the United Kingdom. The film experienced a brief re-release in the United States for 1 week, starting on March 17, 2023. The Hong Kong release faced cancellation, purportedly due to technical issues, but speculation arose about potential censorship. This speculation emerged following internet memes drawing comparisons between Winnie the Pooh and CCP General Secretary Xi Jinping. Notably, Christopher Robin had been banned in 2018 for similar reasons. As of 19 April 2023, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey has grossed $2 million in the United States and Canada and $3 million in other territories, including over $1 million in Mexico, for a worldwide total of $5.2 million. Let's wait and see how successful the second part will be. Hope you liked watching our video. If you enjoyed watching this video, then click on like and definitely subscribe to our channel for more content. Share your ideas and views in the comment section below.